Basically, I was accused of a crime that I did not commit. The police officers in charge of the investigation jumped to a conclusion that they couldn't back up with the facts, and because they had gone all in, they couldn't put the brakes on, and they had to continue on with a farce of an investigation that they did do. They accused me of a crime that the evidence shows that somebody else perpetrated it, and and when that person ended up changing their story and recanting, they refused to look at that, and they continued on with basically railroading me. I was accused of murdering my girlfriend's child, Knowellan Kelly. Originally, it started out as aggravated manslaughter of a child, and then with no further evidence or no new evidence, they decided to up the charges to murder in the second degree while I was incarcerated. Sadly, I spent almost a year of total time in jail. At first, I was arrested and I was unable to make bond because they had raised it unconstitutionally to $500,000, and it took 2 bond hearings, which is unheard of, but they finally reduced it after the prosecutor came in and told the judge that she had just finished talking to her supervisors and that they were going to lower and amend the charges, which honestly she never did until she finally dropped the entire case in November of 2018. The right remedy would be to hold Detective Luke and Miss Binkley accountable for their actions. They knowingly lied in the arrest warrant and in front of a judge during my first appearance. They claimed that I had no ties to the community even though I was arrested while going to a supervised visit with my daughter. Then they turned around after they accused me of having no ties to the community. They said that I owned my own house, which I did not. They lied numerous times in my arrest warrant, and they need to be held accountable for that.
The state eventually dropped charges.
Yes, sir.
What about your reputation going forward?
I feel that that's been completely tarnished and ruined, and I will never be able to get everything that I worked hard for in my life back. I'm a non-commissioned officer in the United States Marine Corps. After I was injured, I became a massage therapist and helped people for over a decade. Then, because that hurt me, I went and got my master's degree through Chapter 31 to become a professor, and I've applied for jobs, and I will never be able to get a job because of this. And maybe I will, but I feel that it's never going to happen. I would like to help children, teach my daughter to be the best person that she can be, go to a lot of Rays games, and then eventually open up a nonprofit organization to help military veterans get their benefits they deserve, and as well open up another nonprofit to help incarcerated inmates that are wrongfully convicted. If you have any dealings with Detective Luke or Julie Binkley, the state attorney, get in contact with my attorney, Miss Boyle. We have evidence to show how corrupt that Detective Luke is, and you could use that to help yourself get exonerated. It is very much broken. I am very fortunate and very lucky that I was able to procure a good legal team, and I had to fight for it tooth and nail to get that. I was indigent, I'm a disabled veteran on a fixed income, and I was originally given regional counsel, and he tried to get me to take a deal for 10 to 15 years.
Why didn't you take it?
Because I'm innocent. I would never take a deal that says that I'm guilty in any way, shape, or form. I was going to fight this till the end. And Miss Binkley knew that, and she was hoping that I would eventually cave, but I didn't. And when it came time for trial, even though there's no new evidence, she dropped the charges like she should have done that 3 years ago, honestly.